This is a redo of video 2. If you watched the current video 2, or the previous video 2, because it will be deleted when I upload this one, you'll remember that the timing was off. It showed what was going on the screen, and you heard my voice, the audio, but the audio and the video were not synced. That was because I was converting the first video I had made, and apparently that was taking up too much memory and messing up this video program. So this is the only thing going on. This one should work fine. We're going to talk about color. Now this video will be shorter than the last one, I'm sure, because in the last one I went through my process of choosing colors for this particular document, but it's similar for any document. I kind of play around with colors and, get an idea of what I want and then play around with the colors and then see what looks good. Sometimes I think something will look good and it turns out when you have the colors next to each other, they jump. Maybe colors you don't expect to jump, or maybe they clash. It's too harsh. It doesn't give the feel that I want. So I will play around with it. I won't do as much playing around with color in this one as I did in the last one. So this is an invitation for a child's birthday party. Obviously, it's not a child-friendly invitation. First of all, the colors are not childish at all. If I saw this, I wouldn't even expect it to be an invitation for a party necessarily. Maybe there's some application for these colors for a party, but I, I would think of it as an invitation to an open house, an invitation to some community event that's a little bit more formal, because the colors kind of look a little more formal. For a child's birthday party, you want colors that are more fun and whimsical. And you'll recall from the color psychology videos that are on Blackboard, yellow, first of all, is a color that is very childish. Child, childish comes to mind when you see the color yellow. It's also sunny and bright, but it's more childish. You wouldn't use yellow for a very formal document. You probably wouldn't use yellow, at least not a bright yellow, for a birthday party, a small party for an 80-year-old woman. Also, at least one of the videos or one of the websites, and I don't remember which right now, mentions that the primary colors, red, yellow, blue, are good childish colors. So if you're creating some document for a child or a child-related business, red, yellow, blue is a good idea. So that's what we're going to pretty much be going with. There's some other design flaws on this, and we'll get to that. Okay, so let's change the color. To change the color, we want to go to the Page Design tab on the ribbon. I'm going to click on my Page Design tab, and my Page Design ribbon comes up. And, oops, actually right as soon as I point to any of these colors, I get the live preview. This area, I'll kind of try to circle it with my mouse a little bit, is your color scheme area. And you're not limited to 1, 2, 3, 4 times 3. You're not limited to 12 color schemes. You can choose the More button in the bottom right hand corner. If you click on that, you see there are many, many more. At the top, I have some custom color schemes that I've created, and I believe that first one was the one I created for the birthday party invitation. I have the built-in, and then I have built-in classic. And when I move my mouse over any of these, you'll see I get a preview of them. But when I move my mouse away, it goes back to the same color. To choose one of the color schemes, you have to click on it. If I don't like any of these color schemes, I can create a new color scheme. That's what I'm going to do. Let's see, I'll leave my main color, which is generally your text. By default, your text will come up as the main color, and usually that's black. I think on all of these, the main color is black. You don't see that in here on the color scheme, but you see it here in the create new color scheme dialog box. Generally, default text will come up as black. My accent on this one is the blue, so that would be, and you can kind of see it right here. The blue is there, or here. So that's accent 1. So accent 2 is this olive color right here. And honestly, I don't see a difference between these grays. It could be my monitor. But at least one of these is this gray accent color. We'll play with that. I'm going to go straight for now so we can create this new color scheme. I'm going to go straight red, blue, green. So I'm going to change this blue. The blue I'm going to change to, maybe I'll leave it as blue. No, I'm going to change it as red because I want to change it to red because I want to point out, remember that from the book, that warm colors, your reds, oranges, yellows, etc., stand out. So you need less to make an impact of those warm colors. Also, if you use too much of those warm colors, it can be too harsh. Your cool colors, your greens, your blues, etc., recede, so you need more of those to make an impact. If you have just a tiny bit of blue, it's not going to really, you might not even notice it in the document. So this is a very small area, probably the smallest area, either this or that. I think I'm going to make the tab over here, the Save the Date tab, red. So what I'll do, I've got 3 columns actually. I have the name of the color in the color scheme. I have the current color. Then I have the new colors. And the new colors are in boxes with down arrows. I'll click my down arrow on accent 1. And I can choose any of these colors. Or I can choose another option. I'm going to click on more colors. There's always your more colors option. What should come up usually is, first of all, you'll get another dialog box with 3 tabs. Usually the standard tab is the one that's showing. Sometimes your custom will show. So if you want to use this color wheel, you'll need to click on the standard tab. If you want to create a custom color, I'm going to click on the custom tab right next to standard. And I'm going to show you a couple of ways you can do this. First of all, I want to point out the box at the bottom right, new and current. Right now, the new color matches the current color. If I were to get really outrageous here, there's my new color, and there's my current color. So you can see where you're going with this, what the difference is, if that helps you choose your colors. You can, as I just did, you can click anywhere in this large box of millions and millions of colors, any color variation you can dream of. Let's click on the blue. You click in this big box to choose your hue. Then you'll see there's this little slide rule at this right hand side with a little arrow to slide up and down. That will allow you to choose your shades or your tints. You'll notice that there's white at the top, black at the bottom. If you drag your arrow up, you're going to be choosing a tint. If you drag your arrow down or click in somewhere down here in the narrow box, you'll be choosing a shade. There's another way you can use color or choose colors. Let's say you use the online color scheme generator. You wanted an analogous or a split complementary. Let's use split complementary color scheme based on a particular color. Based on, and you choose that first color from your color scheme window. You'll be given an RGB value. Now below this box is the color mode RGB. We're going to stick with RGB, but you can see you can use HSL or CMYK. We're going to stick with RGB. And you can change these numbers red, green, and blue. R is red, G is green, B is blue. I want a pure blue, so I'm going to just go for 0 on red, 0 on green, and let's just go right up to 255. That's a pure blue. 00255. The third tab in this dialog box is the Pantone colors. You can use the Pantone colors if you would like to, but we're not going to worry about those for now. So I guess I chose one of those Pantones. Okay, let me just do this. I want to go to 55. There we go. There's my blue. I'm going to click OK. See, it looks different already in the preview area. I didn't want blue though, did I? I wanted red. I'm going to go back in there, change it, go back to my custom tab, you'll notice 000 is black. That's the absence of color, of red, green, and blue. Just for the heck of it, let's go 255. Oops, I thought I could tab here, but I got lost. 255. 255, 255, 255. An oversaturation of colors gives you white. You know, the maximum red, green, and blue gives you a white. Let's get rid of the green and blue. What did I just do? I left it as white. Not what I wanted to do. How did I do that? Oh, I don't want to use the... You can use those arrows, but I don't want to do that. There we go. There's my red. Okay. Accent 2 is that olive color. I'll use my second warm color, which is the yellow. I may just go to a standard yellow. This looks pretty bright. Let's just for the heck of it see. I'm going to click on the custom tab and see. We have 255, 255. Yeah, that's a pretty pure yellow. I'll click OK on that. And then let's guess. Accent 3, we'll go 0 in red, 0 in green, and 255 in blue. There we go. Do we have any other grays in there? I don't think we do. I may change my mind on this. You'll see in the preview that blue looks kind of dark. Just for fun, let's see what it looks like if we change those. That yellow I think is too bright. Although it is kind of bold and stands out, maybe I will leave it that way. That's not the color I left in the last video. I'm certain of that. So when I'm done creating my new color scheme, I can name it down here. Kids Party. Whoops. Kids Party Invitation, and I'll click Save. Now you'll see it changes the colors of my document. You'll also see up in the Page Design tab in the Schemes, the one that's selected is this new Kids Party. I'm sure it's got ... Kids Party Invitation color scheme. Okay. I think I might change the color of the text. I'm not sure the red and the yellow work together. So I'm going to click on select Caitlin's 4th birthday party, click on my Home tab, click the down arrow to get my color scheme so I can change the color of the font and make it blue. That's better. I think I'll probably make all of this blue. Now the next thing I'm going to do after I'm done with this, just to give you a preview, is, I think I might leave this part, it's an Elmo's birthday party, etc., black. I think that's going to stand out a little better. Not sure that you know what, I'm going to take it as blue. I'm going to take it into the blue. I think I might make it a little darker though. Here's my color scheme. I'm going to go darker, maybe 80%. I'm sorry, darker 25%. And it's darker 50. Wish I could preview these. Let's go darker 25. See how that looks. It doesn't really make a difference. Let's just change this as back to. It really didn't make a difference. It really doesn't look any different in the color scheme, does it? That, and it's just slightly. Let's go with that really, really dark one, the darker 50. Okay. This picture obviously now doesn't go. It went okay with the other color scheme. Does not go with this color scheme. I'm going to click on it, and then click my Insert tab on my ribbon, and then click Clip Art. So I get my Clip Art navigation pane. I'm not going to search for school. I'm going to search for birthday party. Click Go. Oops, I think I might have, yes, I don't want photographs. I think I want illustrations. Now I'll click Go again. And now I'm looking for something childish with very primary colors. That could work. And you know what else? Oh, this would work perfectly. But you know what else would always work? Any of these presets. If you don't want to go through this whole thing yourself. This would work really well. I'm going to do that. When I click on it, it replaces the old picture with this one, and you'll see it gives the crop boxes around it. And you'll see a little shadow or a ghost behind there. Essentially what that is the picture frame that we just put this picture into is too small for this particular picture. So I'm going to go ahead and Make it larger. Whoops. Does it look like it does it? I think that does it. When I'm done, I'll go back to my ribbon, my Picture Tools Format tab, all the way at the right on the crop, click that crop button, and I'm done. Now I'm going to close my clip art navigation pane. Now I want to see, let's just take this a little bit smaller and see how it looks. So we can see the entire document. Okay, now we're talking. Okay, so now things are matching. But there's still some design problems. Everything is centered. Centered gives a formal, sedate feeling. I'm going to go so far as to say, please don't use a centered alignment. I'm going to ignore my phone so I can finish this video and not have to start it again. You may hear it in the background, you might not, but I'm going to ignore it for right now. I'm going to go so far as to say, don't ever use a centered alignment. Or else, if you absolutely must, then tell me, give me some explanation of why you believe you must use a centered alignment. If there's a reason, then I'll do it. But at this point, center alignment is going to get points taken off. Not on, yeah, no, I'm sorry, yes. From this point on, and that includes the week 8 assignment, center alignment will get points taken off unless you have a valid reason to use the center alignment and you write me a little note, and you can put notes on when you submit your assignment. You can put little notes as you submit it. There's a text box there. So just write me a little note in there saying I used a center alignment on this and that because of these reasons. Otherwise, the minute I see a center alignment, you're going to get points taken off. Okay, so we've got Caitlin's 4th birthday party. I think I want that to stand out a little bit more, so I think I'm going to increase the contrast. Let me just show you. The size is 15.1, and the date and time size, I'm assuming those are the same, are 10.1. That's not a huge difference in size. That doesn't make for great contrast. So I think I'm going to push this up a little bit. I might need to extend my box a little bit, my text box. Make that a little larger. And now we're talking. Maybe too much. Let's go. I want to show you a trick. I'm going to go to Text Box Tools on the ribbon, the Format tab. At the very, very left side is Text Fit. I'm going to click on that button. You notice Do Not Auto Fit is checked. I'm going to check Best Fit. So now it fills up that entire box, and it's 27.2. We could probably get to that by just playing around with the numbers. You know, 27.5, 27.3, 27.1. Finally, 27.2 is going to be the best one. But we can use that feature to do it for us. Okay. By the way, this is one way you can get away with technically a center alignment without having it center aligned. Because, let's see. You know, I think I'm going to, well, let me move my picture over a tiny bit. And I think I'm going to draw myself a guide here. What I did to draw a guide was hover over the ruler. When I get the double pointed arrows, click, hold, and drag, and I'll have a little tiny line there to where I want that line. I'm going to put it at the very edge of that picture. So I can align that. There we go. Now what I'm going to do is make this a little bit smaller. Align it to that white line. That way I can use this edge of the picture as a strong line in my document. I can move my date box up here. And left align that. Now for some reason, this doesn't want to left align. There we go. Left align my time box. Now honestly, I'm not real sure that that's where I want that. And I will tell you why. Because it doesn't give me all of the party information. The when and where. It gives you the when, but you have to look elsewhere for the where. And let's face it, especially if you're going to a kid's party, you're taking a kid to a kid's party, you want to be able to look at that invitation and say, it's on this day, at this time, at this place, and see all of that information together. So I may just, now that I've moved these, I may just drag those into my little scratch area for the time being. And bring this up to this point. Let's see. And I might make this a little bit larger than it is. Go back to my home tab. I personally like to use the increase or decrease font size buttons. Now that's a 14. It says 14. Let's align this to the left. Let's make this, I actually can't make it any bigger. Let's make it bigger this way. Let's drag this out to the edge there. Still doesn't really help. Okay. Let's see if, let's do the text box tools format tab. Let's do the text fit. And let's do best fit. And let's just, for the heck of it, go back to the home tab and see. We were at 14-point font. We're now at 12.6. Okay. I think my please RSVP by 323, I think I'm going to make that into, I'm sorry, right align that. There we go. I'm going to bring that down. And what did I just do? I brought something else down that I wasn't supposed to. So I'll click my undo button, bring this, and align it to here. There we go. Maybe, there we go. Maybe I'll use my arrows. By the way, you can use the arrows to move your, any object, not just your text boxes, any object. I'm going to move this date back into the picture, back below the address. Date. I'm going to make this little box smaller, this text box smaller, so that I can put this time back in. There we go. Now there's only one other thing I'm going to do. I want to set this Park District Community Center, etc. off from this part here. It's an Elmo's birthday party. I would like it to be consistent with, especially the address, be consistent with the date and time. So I'm going to look and see what the font and the font information is. It's 10.1 Franklin Gothic. Let's see, where are we? Franklin Gothic Heavy, I'm assuming. I don't think it's bolded. Oops, it's not bolded. So let me just go here. I want to make this 10.1. I'll just type that in. It's Franklin Gothic book right now. Whoops. Let's make this Franklin Gothic Heavy. Why does that still look larger? Oh, I see. Because it's automatically going to the larger, because I have it set as best fit. I'm going to go back to my text box tools format tab. Go back to my text fit option and choose do not auto fit. And now I can make this 10.1 font size. I think I might just add an extra line in there. Maybe not. There we go. What I did was the first time I just used the enter key and the part of the address fell off of the bottom of the box. If I use my shift and enter, which is essentially a line break, it's not a new paragraph, it's a line break, it leaves the entire address there. So there we've got Park District Community Center, etc. Now, what I like to do a lot of times to get a really good overview of the document, first of all, I think I might need to move that up a little bit. There we go. For some reason, now look at this. No, I guess I was right. I don't want to be hanging off the edge too. I don't want to be hanging off the bottom edge. You'll see, how do I know that I'd be hanging off the bottom edge of the postcard? Because if you look at the white areas, which are essentially stripes, these two stripes, these boxes are smaller. They go past the document area here. Okay. I'm going to draw a ruler guide to the bottom. Actually, I'm going to draw it to the bottom of the text time. And I want to move the please RSVP. That's about right. There I have my invitation. I'm going to zoom out a little bit to see how it looks. Not so bad. Looks a lot better than it did. Didn't look like a kid's party invitation at all. This looks much better. I'm going to zoom in a little more because I want to just point out one more time that you can use your ruler guides. And what I'm doing is just drawing one here. Use your ruler guides to help you align your objects. It's much easier than eyeballing it. That's it for this video. I did show you how to use the ruler guides, so that was what I was going to make another video about that, so I think I'll let that one go. If you have any questions, I can always make another video answering your question for everybody. Let's see. Go here.